And the way you get up to $5 million in an SBA 7A loan is, hi, this is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. I'm a business loan broker expert who helps out a lot of businesses get the right type of financing under the right type of vehicle, strategic partnership, and roadmap. I work with the very best in this industry, that meaning the lenders, underwriters, and team like no other. And I want to mention that I'll also be going over some alternatives up to 2 million, 5 million, incredibly fast without collateral, no hard credit checks. Bad credit is acceptable and lower documentation, even collateralized good credit. What are those solutions? Perhaps a personal/startup loan and a few more. I'm not going to be spending too much time on this video. We are streaming live on the TikTok channel. Later on, this could be as a replay on YouTube, and you can view all information down below in the description or in the bio here or elsewhere. So the way we answer that, how do we get up to 5 million in an SBA loan? You know, we're guaranteed perhaps 75 to 85% of the loan value or whatever it comes out to be with the numbers estimated and what you approximately end up getting. So when somebody's coming to me and they're saying, hey, I want a $5 million SBA loan, I want 3 million for a new company, or I have this project that I'm trying to take care of, and this is going to be my rehab costs, or I'm looking to purchase a building and it is specifically an SBA 7A CRE loan that is capable of getting up to that amount, if not more, if we're looking at 504s, if it makes sense to that degree. Not always does it. So there are 4 things that I want to cover right now, and I wrote them down just so I can follow them, and I've done this so long that I know what could get somebody approved and what could get somebody disapproved. And I always go back to my lender just to see if they had changed anything, and I have the best preferred lenders. You don't always want to go to the SBA.gov site, even if somebody tells you differently. Even if you might find 1 or 2 preferred lenders, that information could be shopped around. You could be getting emailed, text message, called, and you're not sure how they work, their underwriting, the credit committee, if there is one, how do they monitor all that and take care of it? Are they most up to date? Do they really specialize in this field? How many loans have they done and finished, finalized, closed, post-closing liquidity, and a few things. At any moment, feel free to comment. Welcome in, Kathy and Juan. And I want to go through these 4 things, and I'm also going to be leaving you more information on this SBA 7A loan down below, as well as a Hybridge SBA 7A where we can do an in-house look, all in one. We can do it separate ways. So 2 ways, all in-house, where we look at getting you bridge funding, where it is an unsecured term loan. My laptop's here, light was going down. Unsecured term loan with a line of credit, or a line of credit with an advance. Or we can do one or the other. You can do both if you qualify, or you can do one of them, if whichever one makes most sense and which one you can qualify for. And in the meantime, we're looking to get you approved for an SBA 7A loan. So while that's happening, you can take bridge funding you can use immediately if you can't wait 4 to 8, 6 to 8 weeks, especially for those of you who are getting an employee retention tax credit, payroll tax credit. If you're unsure about that, you can get up to $26,000 per employee in a payroll refundable tax credit for being able to retain employees during the epidemic, COVID-19 epidemic. And I'll leave more information to that down below. If you qualify on W-2 wages, you're an employer who has W-2 employees that you're paying on, and per quarters you're filing that 941, and we can look at amending and doing a few things there with tax returns. So check that out. But first, number 1, and I have these by memory because I've done it so long, but I wanted to use this as guidance. So equitable collateral. So yeah, I can ask you, well, how much funding do you want? What are you needing the funding for? Is it a company that's been around for some time? There are all of these questions, and usually you can fill out a questionnaire on my site. Bio, link click, funding questionnaire, very first one. There's also the real estate one down below that one if it's specifically real estate related. Maybe you're looking for an SBA 7A CRE loan, but you can also put that underneath the business funding form. Again, bio, link click, first button it should be. And if you're on YouTube or elsewhere, down below should probably be one of the very first ones, 1 to 3 links. Equitable collateral. So when I ask you, what kind of equity do you have? What kind of invested equity? And what kind of collateral could you supply? So what the SBA 7A determines sufficient collateral, I'll go into that in a moment, but they look at these 4 factors. And the very first thing they look at is cash flow, which I'll jump into next with liquidity. But cash flow, liquidity, equity, and then collateral, and you can kind of mix a few of those things with equitable collateral and how you inject and how you take away from. But equitable collateral is something you want to have. You may have a commercial real estate property. Not always is it acceptable for residential, of course, unless it were like a home you're putting on the line. There are some circumstances where we will look at putting a lien on the property. We can come in the second, the third, or so position. Ideally, first position, and we just have to see what you have remaining and how much is going over to that person or that company, etc. But that's what we want: equitable collateral. If you're looking to get a certain amount of funding for a new business, let's say you do have a new company, you bought the building already for it, and you're just trying to turn those facilities over into some kind of healthcare business or some kind of restaurant, whatever it is, you probably already have the commercial real estate property. So we're not funding you on the CRE loan. So more or less, I want to know the project details. I want to know, okay, what is this? Is this land? Is it then convertible to commercial real estate? You probably already sorted that part out. Now we're at the part of where you just needed the rehab money, or for other reasons, renovation and other costs for growth and expansion, of course. So equitable collateral, you might use the commercial real estate property you have, and you may be saying that it is appraised out of the value, the loan to cost, loan to value, and everything. We come up to have about $5 million. Okay, that's one part of the equation. Now, the second part, so we can't just focus on that collateral and take that property as collateral in the case of a default or in case we need to make our money back. So there needs to be another reassurance. And that's where we look at liquidity. How much cash you have on hand, or how much can you pull out of that asset, that property, whatever you have, and you can have on hand. And what you have in the bank, what's sitting in there. So you may have a different answer for me, and you may say, I have 200,000, I have 500,000, I have $1 million. I have things in cash on hand. I can take it out of unpaid invoices, accounts receivables. I have inventory, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever it is. We want to know, okay, what kind of cash, what can you convert into cash? What can you have on hand to supply us with? Or what can you have after that because we sometimes do post-closing liquidity. And with what we take, we don't want to leave you remaining with like 50 to 100,000 more or less. And because you're going to burn through that money rather quickly. We see the rate that you're collecting money, you're converting it into cash, or it's already into cash, and we don't want to leave you with nothing in the bank that you can't sufficiently repay the loan back, or you can't use it for other debt obligations or other purposes you have in your business. So we have to be very careful about that, and that's a big reason why we decline these. But let's go to number 3 because of time. What is your down payment? If we're looking at the purchase of a business, or if we're looking at some other kind of an acquisition, maybe you've already bought the building or you've done something you needed to, but we'll still ask for that 10% down payment. So everything, as in loan to value, loan to cost, everything makes sense. So ideally, all the numbers considered, with just what I was handed, like you say you have 700 to 800,000 cash, you have a $5 million collateralized property, building. So when I do my numbers, it may only come out to be about 900,000 in total with your down payment included that can be supplied. And without, because the numbers, they vary. So we have to look at the loan to cost, loan to value. So that's why the 5 million property, and you see 900,000. It's a little bit different calculated. So we're asking, okay, you're needing 3.5, 4.5, 2.5 million. Like, where's that other, in between that, where's that money coming from? And so even if we were to get it done some way or another, what other things can we collateralize and make sure we keep enough cash on hand? Maybe it's your home. How much is the value of your home? That's another thing you have to be careful about in case you don't want to put your home on the line. A lot of these SBA loans get done with homes. And so, especially with express loans. So if you're looking for something up to 250, up to 350,000, up above 25, above 20,000, collateral will be a statement. Not always is it needed. Not every lender is going to say, hey, I'm going to put your home on the line. You may have enough cash on hand. You may have enough cash flow to suffice. And they may not say, hey, we needed to take this as a second, a third position or a first position. And we needed, if you didn't have the home that you wanted to put, or you didn't have the home, what other real estate do you have, equipment? So just be very cautious and understanding that if you're in a good position to get an SBA loan for you, it really wouldn't affect you. You'd be like, yeah, I have enough property. I have enough real estate. I have enough collateral. I get another piece of equipment worth 750,000 anyways. I'm going to be getting another 2 to 3. So it's going to far outweigh all these little components. But if you only had a 20% down payment, when we needed to be more aggressive and say, hey, we needed an actual 30% down payment, not all SBA loans will ask for a 20% down payment. The majority of it is 10%. A lot of it is for business acquisitions. Not in every scenario will there be that down payment, but It's better. And so that's what we're looking at and saying, well, we don't want to overextend you, and you may not have anything left at post-closing liquidity, and the numbers wouldn't make sense. And then number 4, no experience. So you may not have any experience in that industry you're looking to purchase. No direct correlated experience, but you have operated a business for a long enough time that we can overlook. We might be able to say, yeah, they've been in business long enough. They run a restaurant, maybe they run a retail location or 2 or more, and they're looking to purchase a manufacturing facility. Well, they've had 20 to 30 years of experience in operations and or whatever they've done to make sure that we can actually fully grow and expand this business. Like if you came up to me with a plan, my lender comes to me and they want me to tell you, can you answer these questions, how you plan to take your profitability of the business you're looking to purchase from 2 to 3 extra percent, 4%. That's what we would like to see in the ongoing market. Sometimes they'll ask that. There are other questions. So those are the 4 that can really accelerate or decelerate your potential to get up to 5 million. Those are just 4. There's more things we have to look at in terms of credit, tax returns, debt service coverage ratio, and a few more factors. So these are just 4 that we look through, and I can go on and on about this, but I won't spend too much time because I have to give somebody a call back. And I have my document here just in case I needed it, but I pretty much covered it. Just make sure you have low to debt income ratio. Make sure you haven't defaulted on a government loan because that's a no-no. You won't get funding. We will see credit utilization, making sure that you have business liquid credit. That's a very important thing. No business credit established, no business getting an SBA loan. Even if it's a smaller amount of an SBA loan, you're going to even end up getting higher rates anyways. So you might have to look at the trade-off and go, it doesn't make sense for me to do a 3 to 570 year or so term loan on that, even up to 10 years sometimes with an express loan. Not in all cases. So you got to look at the numbers and say, well, I'd rather take something for 10, 12 months, pay it off, come back and get more instead of waiting and waiting and waiting. I haven't even paid off enough of that balance. So you're wondering, like, when can I get more funding? So just think about the situation you're in. Banks are becoming more restrictive. They're not wanting to lend as much. It's become a lot harder right now. I've spoken with a few bank managers. I've gone in there. I've have good relationships with personal and business. Sorry, guys. I'm just kind of tired. I really want to take a break after this. I've been working my butt off for you guys. And even if I haven't emailed you back and you're in here wondering why, it's just I'm busy. And I will get to you guys as soon as possible. I can even feel it right here in my throat a little bit. I could be coming from just the speaking. So I'm going to take it easy for the next couple of days. Perhaps you might see a few videos just because I've already recorded them. I'll still be here working, but I'm just trying to finalize a few things before the end of the month. Take a break that I need. Wish you guys the best. Happy holidays. And I know you guys have reciprocated that. And if you haven't, maybe you just think about it and not say, that's fine with me too. Don't think you're anything less, and treat everybody fairly. And that's going to be everything. That's going to cover everything in this video that I wanted to go over. And there are alternatives out there like term loans, lines of credit if you don't qualify for SBA, or like I said, bridge funding to get you that SBA loan product in the meantime. And there are some numbers we can look at, and I can go over them with you when it makes sense, especially when we're in the underwriting and I get feedback from my underwriter and the lender. We're communicating on our back office, our channels, before we communicated anything back to you. So just know, as a real business loan broker expert, I'm going and far exceeding expectations for the majority of people. And just have that respect and be accountable. Fill out that form, bio, link click, first button, funding submission form. Water, and I had egg in the morning. Maybe that's it. But funding submission form, fill it out. Lands in my email, evaluate, analyze, get your proper response back. I'm so busy right now, guys. I got to get back to a few clients. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. A little bit less on energy today, but I wanted to speed through these things, keep it short and simple. And I don't think we had much people commenting, which is fine. It's understanding. Appreciate you guys. And happy holidays. See you guys on the... Hold on. I want to put one more thing here just to make sure I covered it. Yeah, so there's more to these 4, but we can go over them in time in your situation. That's everything for now. Take care. Bye.